I'm Jen Sullo, Managing Director of Asset Management and Investing Solutions at Earth Finance. Earth Finance is a startup company focused on three different pillars, all associated with net zero. So the first one is strategic advice, helping investors think through how do we get to net zero within our businesses, within our corporations, within our supply chains. Second pillar is investments. So how do we think about net zero and financing and investment solutions? So many investors think about a lot of the risk inherent in the transition to a low carbon global economy, but there's so much opportunity that we're keen to discuss. And the third pillar is technology. So helping investors think through carbon markets and solutions in those markets. So Earth Finance provides strategic advice for corporations focused on achieving net zero in their operations and broader value chain. We also create climate liquidity solutions and customized climate investment portfolios that are focused on catalytic investments within the decarbonization landscape. And last, we talked about this, but we aspire to provide transparency, clarity to carbon markets and accounting through technology. And we've got carbon accountants, climate PhDs. I mean, we're bringing science, policy, and finance together to be really the nexus of driving net zero forward. Their market's rich in, I think, a lot of unknowns, we'll say. So Earth Finance aspires to provide clarity and transparency to carbon markets and accounting through technology. So we're all reading the same headlines with respect to kind of what's going on in carbon markets. How do you know whether a carbon credit is legit or not? And what we hope to do is bring transparency and really a new way of thinking with respect to how do you account for carbon? How do you think about it? Thrilled to be at Innovation Zero. There's so many subject matter experts and so much rich content. It will be great to just speak with like-minded investors, think through different ideas, potentially develop new partnerships, and just generally help think through how do we accelerate progress in this space. Getting to net zero is a global challenge. One we are, in my prior role, I've spoken to many global investors from APAC region to EMEA to the US. And of course, the US, as most folks are aware, is incredibly polarized with politics on some of these topics. I think climate change is certainly irrefutable. But being in the UK, where some of the leading legislation is taking place, helping think through how do you bring some of this back to the US, I think is one of the reasons that it'll be great to be there. I think it can be challenging to think through how to create investable solutions to match the climate ambition in the real world. So many folks are just focused on decarbonization and how do we get to reduce the carbon in our portfolios when really we should be thinking through real world impact and how do we really think through engagement with companies and helping them to transition and helping them think through how to evolve their overall business so that they can thrive in a low carbon world.